Hello, I'm Super Orange Cat. Here I am, some somewhat breaking news actually with regards to Toonami. As you might know, Saturday night is Adult Swim Con's Toonami special. As in, throughout the night of Toonami, we're gonna have interstitials, we're gonna have clips, and we're supposed to have announcements regarding future shows and information about current ongoing shows. So it makes it kind of interesting to see that they actually go out of the way to actually release a separate schedule here, you know. And the shows, like the main shows, are still the same as you expect. You have Super, then you have Paranoia Agent, Mob Psycho 100, labeled 101 there for some weird reason, Black Clover, Ball Masters, and Naruto Shippuden. So that order is the same. But what's interesting is apparently right after Dragon Ball Super at 12:30 we have what they're referring to as a special anime short. And a lot of people have been speculating on what this is. And I've heard guesses all up and down the gambit. What you would first instinctively think of is that it's gonna be kind of like what they did with Fooly Cooly Alternative back in 2018. If you were back around back then, you'll know that that year April Fool's Day fell on a Saturday, or yeah, fell on Saturday. Well, a Sunday morning, Saturday at midnight, going to Sunday, if you know what I mean, was April Fool's Day, and Adult Swim likes doing little pranks on April Fool's Day. And what they did that year was that they aired the subbed version of the first episode of Fully Coolly Alternative unannounced. And part of me thinks they're going to do something like that, but maybe with Uzumaki. But that's being very optimistic because, like I said, I've been very skeptical about where they actually are with the animation process in regards to it. And interestingly enough, on Maki Terashima Farada's Twitter, and she's like I think the head of Production IG USA. She's got a big role in it. She's talking about like cast list for the Japanese version of Uzumaki. And here's the thing about animation: the voice acting stage is actually pretty early in the animation process. Not as much for anime as much for Western animation, because in anime there isn't as much an emphasis for like fitting the words to the mouths, as you can tell. But I can go into a tangent about like different time saving measures anime usually takes. That kind of goes into that, but I digress. Back to the main plot here. Maybe it's Uzumaki related. However, the growing, I'm not going to say consensus, but I think the plurality opinion here is that it has something to do with Rick and Morty. As you might remember, last, maybe it was this past April, it was a little ways back, like at least months back, we had a Rick and Morty short developed by Studio Dean in Japan, 5 minutes long, and apparently Toonami's budget actually went for it, which, I mean, yikes. Like right now, it looks really ugly because you're pinching pennies now and trying to find good deals, and you spent all this money on Rick and Morty, off of Toonami's budget, not even Adult Swim's budget at large. So that's a big yikes right there. And people think, oh, it's gonna be another Rick and Morty thing, and they're pointing out apparently, if you look at like the bumper commercial they have promoting Toonami at Adult Swim Con, there's this brief thing where apparently Rick and Morty appear on Tom's monitor or something. A lot of people saying, well, that's going to be the short. That's going to be the short we have. And if that's true, if that's the short we're getting, then yikes. I mean, you could say all you want about like whether Ball Masters belongs on Toonami or not. And you can make a good argument either way on that. But yeah, Rick and Morty is not a Toonami show. And if that's starting to become something to promote alongside Toonami, then just yikes. That is not good. And I don't think anyone, at least any Toonami fans, will really be pleased with that. And again, the special anime short. Now they're saying it's anime short, so it's going to be actual anime. So it's not going to be like, oh, a 10-minute long announcement. And that goes to another thing here. Look at the times here. Like you have the 10 minutes going into Paranoia Agent, so Paranoia Agent starts 10 minutes later. However, if you go onward at each time slot, it's 35 minutes instead of just the standard 30 minutes. And what people generally are saying online is that they think this has to do with the time they're building into the schedule for the announcements. And that makes it interesting that if that's true, then they're kind of pushing back the announcements later in the block. Like, if you want to promote something like Uzumaki or Black Lotus, or if you're announcing that JoJo is back, wouldn't you throw that right at the beginning as like starting off with a big bang? I mean, And if this schedule is anything to go by, they're gonna wait 30 minutes into the block to do anything. Admittedly, that might be a bit of a nitpick, but at the same time, I mean, you got to market yourselves, and Toonami has had issues in the past with really marketing themselves effectively or efficiently or really just, building their schedule in such a way to make it more appealing generally. Like they're doing like the best they can right now, throwing Dragon Ball Super up there because out of all these names in this block, it's the biggest name. The only one's debatably as large as Shippuden. And again, I think Shippuden is not the type of show that's going to necessarily bring big ratings to the front of the block, so that's why it's at the back. Another small note: Samurai Jack won't be on the block this week because all the extra time for all the announcement stuff kind of crowded that one out. It remains to be seen if it returns next week, but with the announcements we're going to get, which surely include show announcements, probably as soon as next week, because again, the Paranoia Agent episode airing Saturday night is the finale, so something's going to have to be there to fill its place. And again, and other stuff too, like I'm saying the only things I think are certain for Adult Swim Con in regards to Nami is more information about Uzumaki. The amount of information or the quality of the information really remains to be seen. I expect something about Black Lotus, maybe a teaser trailer, maybe some like storyboards being shown like, "Hey, look how cool this looks. This is better than that new Ghost in the Shell cartoon that came out, right, kids?" Something like that. And the obvious announcement, the one announcement I will throw top dollar on right now is that they're going to announce when Golden Wind will come back to the block. And it would be cool if they were like, Screwball Masters, and they just like at 2:25 was like, surprise, here's the next episode of Golden Wind. And that's what I would do. But it's probably going to be, we're going to wait until the end of Ball Masters, which I think is like in 3 more weeks until we get to the end of the season 2. Which honestly I think will just anger JoJo fans more. I mean, it's kind of common knowledge that the show is ready now. So the fact that it hasn't been on the block yet is gonna keep looking weaker and weaker for Toonami. But yet again, what do you guys think? What do you think the special anime short is? I'm not gonna hedge my bets anywhere. I'm gonna say it's Uzumaki related. I'm gonna play the optimist here, actually, which is something I don't do that often, but I think it's Uzumaki related. They've been talking about it, and I would not be surprised if they just want to show it off, to really keep the people on the block, you know. And again, what do you guys think? Do you think it might be Rick and Morty again? What are your opinions? What are your opinions on Toonami right now? Leave your comments, leave your opinions down below. I love reading them. If you like this, if you want more Toonami content, please like, please comment, and subscribe. I am Super Orange Cat, and that is all.